Must remember to switch on the audio. Good evening, John. Looks like it's only you here, mate. Is it? Is it done? Got loads of more subscribers this week and nobody's turned up. You have to let me know. It looks like it's a little bit loud, to be honest. Not sure. I've only sort of done recordings on it today, but it looks like it's topping out a bit. So I'll just turn it down a little bit. Let me know if it's too quiet. So good evening and welcome. Now I've just got rid of that screen. Oh no. That's awful. Pop out chat. I want to do that. I'll try again. There we go. Where's my... oh, Christ, what have I done? It's okay. Hello, Bill, are you all right? Nice to see you, mate. Oh, good. That's all right then. I've spent a load of money, so hopefully we're doing all right. Now, I just need to move this over here. And that can be there. Because I've got a beer. But it's a bit of a different beer. It's not an headbanger special. It's a proper job that normal people drink. Good evening, Jane. I hope you're doing all right. Yeah, I've got the Roadmaster Duo. It's weird because you don't need a cloud lifter in it. You just connect it straight up to the back and it comes up with 55 decibels again. So that's it. But it had a little fault on it earlier where it disconnected from the computer twice, and they've had to redo the software on it. So we'll see. I've sent them an email anyway. We'll see what they say. Whether I've got to return it or not, I don't know, which would be right pain, or whether it's just a faulty lead, but I don't know. It's been a bit of a job when you don't understand what you're doing with them either. For a start, it makes it a bit awkward. So anyway, not many people here. Good evening, BVG. Good evening, Golf BN. And good evening, Jane. Nice to see you. As you can see, we've got a few more subs this week. I actually promoted one of my videos through YouTube, and it's come up pretty well, to be honest. It's got 1,400 views, and I've gained loads of subscribers and all. So, and they haven't finished promoting it yet, so we might get to 1,000. You never know. But I say it's the proper way of doing it. I haven't bought subs. I've actually just advertised the channel, which seems to work out pretty well. Now, I've found something, so I'm going to show you about that in a minute. But first, we're going to have a beer. Yeah, well, that's good. We want to sound all right and all. They're an awful lot of money. They're what all the big YouTubers use, and I say it's if it's got a fault, it's probably a lead fault. That's what it seems to be. Anyway, all the way from the Czech Republic, we've got the. Now, I don't know whether the brewery's Serac and the beer's Holber, or whether the brewery's Holber and the beer's Serac. Let me have a look. Oh no, the brewery's Holber. Now, it's a bit of a strange story about this, because it's not strange, but it's a bit of a story. Last year, when I went to the Czech Republic, my granddaughter was supposed to be born the week after, obviously, with Lou not being very well. And then they brought it forward a week, so she was born while I was there. Anyway, that night, me and the lads, we were in a restaurant when she was born, basically, at the time she was being born. And then we went back to the thing, and we took a load of this back with us. We'd already got some. And we took it back with us. And we sat up and drank while 6 o'clock in the morning, celebrating, wetting the baby's head, shall we say. So, Department of Work and Pensions. Evening, lads. Good evening. Can you sort my pension out, please? Not very good. I need a little bit more, really. Need to pay for more beers. So that's the story of that. So, Czech beer. She's nearly a year old. So we'll better open it up. I've got to be honest, I did have a couple last night. And I am feeling slightly rough. So I am actually quite looking forward to this. I've been stuck in this room all day trying to make this... Ooh, do you want to watch? Look at that. It's typical Czech beer. If you pour it quick, it's very, very frothy. This is a reasonable 4.7%. None of that 9% stuff that we had last week and the week before and the week before that. So I should have actually brought 2 cans up because I can have 2, can I? Really? Yeah, 30 quid on Amazon. That's not bad. These Rodecaster Duos are 430 quid. Well, you know what I mean. So it's the sound I've always wanted, and hopefully it sounds as it should do. But now I've just got rid of my chat. Christ. God, I'm hopeless. Restore chat. I was going to tell you what it said about that beer, and now I can't find that again. What is the other 96 point? Well, that's right, yeah. I think I had that last week. So let me tell you about this bitter. It's the first beer. It's not bitter, it's lager. The first beer that I've actually done since I started doing this that's made it onto Untapped, because they don't seem to do high ABV stuff. They probably just leave that for the people on park benches. But it's a bit of a obviously it's been written in Czech and then put back. It's what it says is the flagship of the Holber brand, a pale beer with golden honey colour, a delicious, slightly bitter, hoppy taste, and perfect sharpness. It sounds a bit like a Stella, doesn't it? And the bitterness is 25, alcohol 4.7, and I don't know what the other thing is because it's in the Czech language. Obviously, it says can 0.5, so it's 500ml can, and yeah, it tells you about the cans and the bottles, but that's about all. It's got some awards as well, and they're also in Czech, so if that helps. It's won an award in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2006. Is that the last one? Oh, 2012, 2013. They'd probably do their own awards, to be honest, because they win every year. Oh, you've got second place, 2013. Oh, they've won a few in 2013. They probably haven't updated the website. Oh, they have. Seems to get second place a lot. The World Beer Award come number 3. (2019). It's won 3 awards. European Beer Challenge, and it's won the world. Oh, it actually got first place in 2019 in the World Beer Award. They're building the part up, really, aren't they? See if it's done out last year. Oh, it's gone back. 2023, it got 3rd place in the Seska Pivo, whatever that is. So now I'll put the chat back on. What's that say? It's Collidal. I don't know what that means. Oh, right. You've got a well good Mark. Sorry, I'd read the last comment before the first one. How you doing, Mark? Nice to see you. Good evening, Arnie. How you doing? It's called a what? Tell me again. Anyway, that soon disappeared, didn't it? I don't know what I did there. Oh, that's nice, that. Oh, I do like that. I do like their beers. Nice and fresh. Can't you know? Sometimes I found out why a lot of small electricals that you buy off Amazon have got what's happening now? Oh Christ! We got to. I don't know. Things aren't going well. I don't know what's happening here. My mouse has decided to play up. We're going flat. Right. No, I don't know what's happening. I wonder if it wants to take into bits. They usually want to take into bits, don't they? Hello, Ollie. How you doing, mate? Ollie's one of my customers. Are you in London? He's going to London. So they're going to watch Harry Potter. He says, I'm not interested in Harry Potter. No, it's not a condenser. Yeah, well, they do dynamic and condenser. For some reason, my mouse has got stuck. Let's see if it's this. I've actually put the Wi-Fi on for this thing, and it seems to affect the computer, to be honest. Is that it? It could be the buttons. It could be yeah, that's it. It's had some grease down the bloody thing, hasn't it? That's what's happened to it. Anyway, I'll just put this on and be able to have a vape then. Pop out chat, get rid of that. Jumpers are good at. I've got rid of the chat, I think. No, it's there. I'm not very good at this. I need to retire. There we go. That's it. We're off. Right, I can see you now. Yeah, I was looking on. I was watching the thing about Amazon, and they were saying the reason that most of the I don't know. Sometimes this rollerball thing, it gets stuff off your thumb, especially with it being warm, and it makes it, you have to clean the contacts out by, it's one of them rollerball ones. And you just pop the ball out of it and then just knock the little bits of grime off the top of the thing. So, right, it's probably that then. It's not showing that. I put another battery in it last week, but getting them out of the drawer, you don't know how long they've been in there. It's not a condenser, yeah, it'd be dynamic, yeah. I've got a condenser and I've got a dynamic. Just the only thing is, with a condenser, you just need something to power the condenser if you're going into a computer. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, wasn't it? The reason that they use fancy names for electrical items that come from China on Amazon is because they don't want to get a copyright infringement and have to, fall out about that. So they always call them weird names because it's easier. And then they don't get that trouble. Yeah, it's not flashing red on the battery. It probably is the contacts, but I think I only did it the other week. But I suppose when it's warm, you've got a lot of grease on your thumb. Just pop the ball out. But actually, it might have been that what was doing it earlier. You'll get on all right with that then, Mark. Have you got it all set up? So I've been buggering about it all day. I couldn't get it to work. Then it was really quiet. Then the audio went off, even though you could find the thing in the thing. So I did a factory reset on it, come back on, and about an hour ago it did it again. The signal goes off to the computer. So whether it's a fault in there, but I was trying to change the noise gate to get the air conditioning unit not to show up on the microphone. And that's when it did it the second time. Bloody thing. So I've sent him an email and I'll see what they want me to do with it. So it might just be a case of getting another lead, because I've actually put the lead through an adapter. But the first time it did it, it was on a different lead. So it's done the same thing twice on two different leads, so it's not that. So I don't know. I'd probably be the only bloke in the world ever to get a faulty road product. Because they're pretty high-end. I've got the NT1A and it's a cracking thing, the beautiful stuff that they make. I should have stuck with what Bill did though and just kept the... I should have done the McDonald's headset. That'd have been a lot cheaper. Amount of money I've spent on stuff. I've got another device to show you in a minute. I'll just have another sip of this lovely golden ale. You know, we was a bit too drunk the night before and you're sort of a bit dried out and all you want is another beer. Well, here we are. It's nice. It's just nice, to be honest, it's just nice to have a bit of a lighter beer rather than the headbanger stuff. Oh, lovely. Anyway, it's not a vape channel, but I'm having a vape. And hopefully you are too, because it's better than smoking. Because they'll kill you. Maybe. So what have I got to show you tonight? I can hear you thinking. Look at that. All the way from, where did they make them? It's a bit flat. No, it's not flat. It's still fizzing. I put it in a wet glass though. Sometimes with lager that you can do it. All the way from California. is the iPhone 3. As you can see what condition it's in, I actually had this, I had another back put on it, to be honest. It was a bit scratched up, so I had another back put on it. And there it is. I've had it switched on. It's not got much battery in it because I bought a charger off Amazon, which is absolutely rubbish. It won't send him back, to be honest, because it was about £3.50, so I might send it back because I've only used it once, and the end as I tried to take it out of the thing, it all came apart. But look at that. It's mint. We've only got 8%, so hopefully it'll work. It was as flat as a pancake earlier. I was going to actually connect it up to the Wi-Fi and see if the apps work, but I can't imagine they will because it's on iOS 6. I don't remember him taking that long to come on. It's probably going to crash like everything else in my life today. Come on. Come on. There you go. No, has it just gone off? Oh no. We've got a duff battery. I actually got it to come on 10 minutes. Oh no, the battery's gone. I think the battery must be gone. Well, that spoilt it because I was going to show you the screen. I've had it charging up 2 hours and it got to 8%. So, well, that's ruined the feature of the show. Once charging up. But I was just going to show you. I don't think we'll be able to open any of the apps anyway because presumably they wouldn't work because they've been updated that many times because it's iOS 6 and I can't remember what they're on now. Is it 15 point something? So I don't think any of the apps would have opened up. But the screen, the way the screen looks, I can't think of the word. The actual LEDs of the screen are really, really old. But obviously the batteries must have gone KO because it's been on 2 or 3 hours, and it's just showing it's flat now. It didn't really want to charge. You're currently sitting in bed massaging your wife's feet. Oh, bless her. Nice work if you can get it. So that's ruined that for a feature. I don't know why I bothered getting up this morning, but anyway, I did. And it's been a success up to now. But it's a beautiful paperweight, like most phones nowadays that are this old. I don't know when these were released. Must be 2013, 2010, something like that. So the battery's not done too bad and decided to blow itself up. First thing I noticed, though, this is the 14 Pro Max. And this is the iPhone 3. As you can see, there's a bit of a difference in size. They were very small, weren't they? I mean, the 14 Pro Max is quite a big phone anyway, but I don't remember them being that small. I found it in the drawer earlier. I was looking for it last week and I couldn't find it. So I've been trying to charge it up and it didn't want to. 2004. There you go then. Well, I had one. Okay, Bill, nice to see you, mate. I had one, and it all got scratched up, and I couldn't really get on with it, to be honest. So I went back and got another BlackBerry. I sold it, and then back and got another BlackBerry, and then sort of left it. I think I got a 4. They were pretty slow. Then I got the 4S. The 5s were terrible. I didn't get that. I didn't get the 6 because I had that BlackBerry Porsche design by that point. And then the next one I got was the 7. I didn't bother with the 8. There wasn't a 9, so I got a 10. And then I went from the 10 to the 13, and then I got the 14 a year later. Yeah, catch you later, Bill. Have a lovely meal. This isn't going that well tonight, is it? Oh, gotta tell you what, my body's enjoying that. Kelvin's not here tonight because he's not on holiday. I think he's back from holiday. He's been to Yorkshire for 2 weeks. And I think he's home now, so he's probably at work. So what else can I show you? Oh, yeah, the good thing about this is I've got rid of the cloud lifter. So you don't need the cloud lifter in the middle. So that's 150 quid saved, so that can go back. and obviously it's got all its own processor and that in there, proper Rodecaster processor, so you don't need anything to do with that either. So I've turned all the filters off OBS that I've been using, so they're all gone. And it's a really smart thing. I could probably show you that if you want to look. I don't know how it'll work. I'll give you an idea of what it looks like. The only thing is with this, I haven't got a very good downward camera. It's only a book reader. That'd be good phone for the lads, yeah. They were all right. That BBM, you could get up to what you wanted to, couldn't you? We do it that way. That's easier. Right, there's a couple of AirPods. So that's what it looks like. There you go, look. 55 decibels again. That has to be set to there. These are all sort of redundant. If you wanted to put two microphones in there. If you want to put two microphones in the back, you can have one there. I can't remember what these are for because then you've got two mics in. I think you can put a guitar in as well. But if you look there, he's just preset the microphone. It's already in the thing. So you press that, puts it up to 55 decibels again, and then puts all the noise gates and all the filters in that you need for an SM7B. And it's the same for any or most of the big mics. So I think it's at the Rode NT1 there somewhere. NT1A. So I can plug my other microphone, my NT1A, into the other thing, and it'll put the settings in for that. So you'll be able to have one at each end of the table, and do that. And then all these things here, you can put sounds on them if you want to do. If you're doing a proper show. Steve would love that hanky panky, wouldn't he? Mr. Intense, good evening to you, sir. Then you can put all your noises on there and do all your stuff that way. Then up here, you can actually change your... Let me do it properly. So you can actually change your voice slightly. You can take tones off the voice. So I have it set up on full for that. So if you turn it all the way around to there, well, I'll show you it. That turns the depth of the voice down. Or you can actually just turn it all off at once. Watch. So that's what it sounds like with no processor on whatsoever. That's what I sound like, probably in real life. And then when you put all the glitzy bits on, it turns it to that. And it's all touch screen, so you just touch that. So you can turn up that one. And then you've got push, which is there. Is it push? You can turn that up as well. How smart's that? Sorry, just Google it. 11th of July, July 11, 2008, when the first iPhone 3 came out. I was wrong. I'm saying 2004. Well, we'll let you off. I remember everyone taking the piss out the size of the Note 1 when I got it. Now that's normal. I had I think I had a Note 3. No, I didn't. Did I have a 3 and a 4? All right. I could probably... there's a set of AirPods if you want to look at one. Obviously not going to go with the iPhone 3 because it won't switch on. And we're back. Yeah, I had the Note. Did I have the Note 1 and the Note 3 or something like that? Yeah, it's nice bit of kit that. Yeah, but I said they're a few quid. But the next one up is the other one is the Roadmaster Pro 2, which is another 100 quid and twice the size, and only really any good if you want to do like massive podcasts. All these big podcasters use them when you're all sat around a table. But I've wanted one of them for a long time. I think Green's got one of them. And a lot of the podcasters that you listen to with that real deep tone on an SM7B. But it's horrendously powerful. When I first got it, I thought, oh no, it's quiet. What am I going to do here? And then it completely went off. And so then I got it to come back by doing a factory reset, and it come back really loud. And I've actually got the microphone turned down half what I normally have it on in OBS. Matt Polly, good evening. So I don't know what else we're going to look at. Did we show you this one? I think we did this one, didn't we? This bit of kit. We're going to have to move on to something else anyway next week because it can be quite boring. I've had some real good views on that Nokia 101. This is the, what's this one? I can't think what this is called. I was looking earlier today at the 8210 in, was it you on about it, Matt? The 8210 on Amazon, 49 quid. Dual SIM. What's this one called? It's the 1212. That's dual SIM, look. The only thing is the software doesn't work in the cab. I actually bought it to put in the cab to use as a cheap phone, you know, because I don't need anything other than phone calls in the cab. But the car kits won't pick them up. You have to put a different thing in them. So I didn't bother with that because it didn't have any caller line identity or anything like that, and you need them in our job to know who the people are. There ought to be something else we can find. Let's find something else. Now some of these, the buttons have started to go sticky on them. Anybody remember this one? Look at that. This one's actually the US version. This has been on AT&T. I can't remember what the number was over here. But some of the buttons are starting to go a bit sticky because they corrode with them being plastic. Let's put the camera down a bit. Let's see what it's called. Shall we get there? Do you know, there's somebody out the back here who's got some dogs and they bark, 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 bark. I've got the air conditioning on and the window shut and I can still hear them. Here we go. Say AT&T, this one. I can't remember what model it was over here, but we'll have a look. The battery's still all right anyway. Some of these, they go fat. Hang on. Need 2 pairs of glasses. $60858, whatever model that is. So that's upside down, isn't it? Hang on. Turn the camera the wrong way. That'd be better. That'd be better. I can see it now. These were like quad band and all, weren't they? It was quite amazing in them days if you could actually get a phone that would work all over Europe and then get to America and it wouldn't work. Just clip your SIM in under there. Obviously there's no power in it. I probably even wouldn't have a charger for one of them now. We tend to chuck bundles of chargers out and then realise afterwards that you wanted them. That iPhone charger on Amazon was about £4, so I'm definitely thinking of sending that back because it was crap. Did anybody like flip phones? I always wanted to have a flip phone, and then when I used to get them, I used to think, oh no, I'm not very pleased with this flip phone, and then go back and get another one that wasn't. I used to always have a couple of contracts running because I couldn't stand the phone. When I was young and silly back in the day, obviously that's the outside speaker. I mean, these were good. They had like 100 numbers you could put in a memory, didn't they? I mean, you don't really have phone memories anymore. I've actually got 3. There's one in a box in there, which is the Vodafone version of the Razor from the Vodafone shop, just as they were sort of selling them out. And then I've got, because they were the V3, weren't they? And then I've got 2 of the V3X, weren't they? The Razor. And I've got 2 of the V3 double X's, which one of them was on 3, and I can't remember what the other one was on. Took all my old phones to the recycling centre apart from my old Nokia 3310. It probably still charged up. I had the Sharp GX10i. Missed flip phones, yeah. Did anybody ever remember BlackBerry doing a flip phone? I don't think many people actually got it, but it was a fair old unit as well, because it was like as big as a BlackBerry, and then you opened it up and it was again as big as a BlackBerry, so it was like this. You didn't see many of them. I think there's only O2 in the UK that took them up, I think. I can't remember even what they were called now. And I don't know if they're any good or not. I did a video on that post design. It went really well. That was when we only had a few subscribers. Yeah, I had a couple of the Nokia communicators. I had was it the 8910, which was sort of that long. I had the original Nokia communicator that I didn't know if it worked, and that was like this. It was as big as that. It was massive, and it was just thrown in the cupboard. I bought it for £5 off eBay, just as a curiosity with no charger to it. Now, if you wanted to buy a charger from, there was something like 20 or 30 quid. So I thought, well, if it's no good, I've wasted 30 quid on a charger. So I didn't buy one. Anyway, years after, I must have bought it around 96, because that was the time I was doing all this buying of stuff off eBay. And 2006, I thought, well, I might as well put it back on, get rid of it. I found it in the cupboard, forgot all about it, see if anybody wants it. And I put it on, and somebody bid. I put it on for 20 quid or something, and somebody bid 20 quid straight away. And I thought, oh, it's obviously going to sell then for 20 quid. That'll be near enough. That'll probably be the last bid I get. And I think it went for over 70. And when I looked on the guy's profile who bought it, he'd actually got quite a few of them, and he was selling them for 300 quid a piece. And I thought, well, he obviously just wants it for spares. I said, well, just remember, it's never been tested. I've never had a charger for it. And after 2 days, he went, oh, you haven't got a PIN code for it, have you? I says, no. I said, I've never had it switched on. All right. I said, have you got it working? He said, oh, it works. So he had it up for sale at 300 quid. So, I mean, it's surprising, isn't it? I saw one of them Blackberries, brand new on Amazon, for about 500 quid. That one I've got down here. And I say that, why would you buy one that don't even work? But I also had the, I think they call it the 9300, which was a silver one. Same thing. It was, opened it up, but it was a lot smaller. It was, it was, and I kept that for a while. But I don't know. It's one of them things. To be honest, I went through a bit of a time where if I saw it, I bought it, and it was just one of them things. I walked into a phone shop, bought it SIM free for about 500 quid. When I got it home, I thought, what you bought that for? Used it for about 6 months, and then I think I sold it on eBay and got 100 quid for it. It was one of them sort of deals, you know what I mean? But I've not got the interest in phones now that I used to have, but it's always been a bit of a thing, technology for me. Can I just ask you, if you're watching this, if you could hit the thumbs up on the way in or out, it'd be really nice. Because obviously we're starting to get a few subs now, and they'll put it up the analytics, and I might get a few more views on the videos. Because one day I'd like to make a few quid out of them. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. I just need another 6 months of watch time, and a couple of 100 subscribers, and we'll be in the money. But there's one thing, at least I know how to do it. When we did it last time, I didn't know how to do it. The thing is with vaping, it's a good old thing, and I really enjoy doing it, but you can't monetize a vape video, so you might as well do something, get 1,000 views and make a tenner. You know what I mean? So that's it. And they won't boost your videos on vaping, but they do on anything else. Anything where you don't have to put in a thing in the corner to say this is a product, blah blah blah. They'll boost it, because obviously they want AdSense off it, don't they? So, and if you have got a small channel and you're trying your absolute hardest, good evening, Nicky Maynard. Nice to see you. Hope your summer cold's gone. If you are a small YouTuber and you have got a video that's got a few views on it and you'd like a few more, there's a button there that says promote. And if you promote it to the right place, you'll find out that you do get a lot of views on it, and you'll start to go up. And you will get quite a few more subscribers from this boosting, but it will cost you a few quid. I found my old Gen 1 Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Hang on, because you're just in the bloody love art. There's pain. I found my old Gen 1 Game Boy and my Game Boy Color if you need some retro handheld gaming. Can you remember when you used to have a games console in your hand? Now you just use your iPhone, don't you? Or your Samsung. You can get, amazing, isn't it, really? Crazy. My daughter's had the place where she lives is a little village, and it's twinned with a village in the Czech Republic. And they do this twinning thing where they go backwards and forwards. Anyway, they all turned up on Friday. And they went home this morning at 6 o'clock. And they've been for the full weekend of drinking and merriment. They've had a right old time. They're lovely people. And it was them that brought these. It was nice. They put them in a bag and just sent us a present, which I thought was really sweet. We got my wife some tea bags, some fruity tea bags, and a lovely scented candle as well, which smells exactly like an orange. So it's just nice what people do for you, isn't it? Because my wife had been to the Czech Republic and met these people as well a few years ago, so they know who she is. That. So we've only got a couple of weeks, and we're going to have a party. Week on Sunday. We're going over to Lou's, and we've got a band. She's got a fairly big back garden. And we've got a band on in the back garden. And there's a few people coming from YouTube. Obviously, I'd like to invite you all, but one thing, it's not my party. And the other thing is there won't be enough room to invite everybody. So we've just organised, we've got a few people that are coming just to sort of represent the community. And then a lot of other people as well. So it should be pretty full on. You've got a working ZX Spectrum, a SNES, an N64, and an original Xbox. Bloody hell! Is that that was the SNES? I had a SNES, and I used to play Mario on it, and I actually managed a couple of times to get right to the very end of it and shoot that bloody dinosaur thing out of that bucket that was doing that. I couldn't believe it the first time I did it, and then all of a sudden you get the end credits. That was amazing. You fill your truck up in Czech and they give you a bag of beer for it. All right, nice. I know we were over there. It's not expensive to drink over there, and so we're getting a little bit older now. So we're not in nightclubs. It was only last year we were ready for home by the time it got to 12 o'clock. So we'd just take a 6-pack back with us or an 8-pack or something like that, whatever they were. And I say, strangely enough, there were these. And just sit back at the hotel and have a few just for an hour or so, a couple of hours. But that night when my granddaughter was born, we were at it for about 6 hours. And the other lad, he had COVID, so he was fast asleep. And every time he woke up coughing, we kept saying, "Do you fancy a beer?" "No, I'm all right." Poor bugger. It's amazingly sensitive, this microphone. You sort of watch this green thing go. I'm actually keeping my eye on it just in case it does that thing on me, so I'm not sat here talking to myself, because it'll be a bit of a job, but I would be able to get connected up on the other one without too much hassle. It is a hell of a collection. It's surprising what you've got. I said that BlackBerry, I don't know what, if anybody would want to buy it, but you think, well, if they're still selling them at 500 quid, it won't, you won't get much change out of 250 if you got the right one. Good evening, Mike. Nice to see you, buddy. An intense collection. That was funny last night when we was on Benny's. He said, "Oh, you're Welsh, you'll be able to sing." He says, "No, I'm the one that hangs out the back of a sheep. I'm that side of the Welsh port." Well done. Hey, I let the cat out. He didn't really want to go. I could tell he didn't really want to go, but you could tell he did want to in another 10 minutes. So I've actually chucked him out, because last week he started at 9:05 and I finally got rid of him at 10 o'clock after he nearly clawed me to death. I was in the Zoom room last night for a couple of hours, and Ian CC Coils has got one, and he was sat in the wrong place, so it just attacked him. I think it wanted his chair, to be honest. It just attacked him. So he was popular. I'll tell you what, it's bloody humid. I don't know if it's the same way you are, but this humidity kills me this time of year. That's one good thing with this air conditioning. It gives you your room back. You've got multi-joystick adapters for the SNES and PlayStation to enjoy proper multiplayer action. You've got all the gadgets. So gaming, after the SNES blew up, it sort of ended for me. I wasn't really that interested, if I'm really honest. And I tried it again last year. I thought, well, I'll try and do a game stream on my YouTube channel, which is this one. If you look, there's still a few on there. And nobody ever watched them, and I was crap at them. So I cancelled the subscription to... I got that... What is it? Microsoft thing. That membership you can have loads of games. And I just found them boring, to be honest. So I'll just pack that idea up. God, it picks everything up. It's unbelievable. I've had that noise gate on it on the other one. I ain't found out how you turn the noise gate up on this one yet, but I think that's probably where my noise was coming from anyway. Do you need to do panels? What panels? What are you on about? Well, yeah, it is easy to put your mate up if you're sat next to you. I think when you're playing those, yeah, that's what it was, yeah. No, I ain't seen it, Mike. If you said, when did you send it? This weekend, or is it today? This weekend I was absolutely mental busy. Never got it. I started at 2 on. StreamYards with guests. I don't know. I'll do something. It's just I quite enjoy just doing this, to be honest. So this one's been spoilt a little bit by the fact that that battery's gone in that iPhone. Otherwise, I'd have put something else on. But it's just a chance to sit here and have a chill out anyway. There's enough panel shows, isn't there, really? There's a couple of Saturday shows. There was going to be another Friday show, but it seems to have got cancelled for a little while. But it's just, I say, it's something different. I think the first time I did this, it was about 3 of us in, and obviously there's more than 3 now. It's getting going a bit. The good thing about doing things on here, you can do anything you want, rather than just sticking to vape each time, because obviously the vaping thing, it's hard to find something new every week. There you go. That's why I didn't get it. Chill and chat, that's all it is. That's all it is. It's just like a little it's like a little gathering to have a beer. I wish I'd brought another one up, because 4.7, it goes down a lot quicker than 9%. So it's getting going now anyway. It's surprising what you can do when you first start doing YouTube. It's difficult, but I'm in the swing of it all now. You can review anything. I've got shall I show you? Here's a thing I can show you. When I can find it. I'm going to do a review on this at some point. I should have showed you these anyway, because I've been buying on Temu again. I've actually got some good stuff. My wife's been buying off TikTok. Go and get a beer. Come over, John, get me a beer. Here we go. The Temu torch. About £2 some at this. Rechargeable. That's if you've got a puncture, you stand that at the side of your car, it'll illuminate your back wheel while you're changing it. It's got a hell of a thing on it. I can't point it at the camera because it'd be pointless. Well, I can. There you go. That's all you. And you can do that. I don't know what that does. Puts it on dip. And then you get flashing as well. So if you've had a few pills on the way to the pub, you can have a little dance on the way home. And then you get that. I can't remember the exact price, but it was very cheap. And it's very lightweight. It's got a battery meter on there to tell you when you need to charge it up. I've actually bought it for a reason. I want to use it for... you can't... They switch the street lights off nowadays at midnight, and you can't see the house numbers down the lanes. Yeah, look at that later, mate. Down the little lanes and stuff like that, you can't see the house numbers, and you don't want to be knocking at doors at 3 o'clock in the morning. You'd soon get bloody battered over there with thing, wouldn't you? I didn't even see that bit there. What does that say? When you wear specs, there's half the stuff you never see. Oh, it's got a sticker on there. So I can't see it. The only thing is you have to go through each cycle when you want to turn it off. And there's more. I bought this for my granddaughter, 70p. So she can stand her phone on it and watch a cartoon. She's only 3-year-old. She only uses a phone for cartoons. A decent pair of snips for your Wyatt. They were very cheap. I actually got that for, I mean, that would be a phone holder or something like that. I actually bought it to stand the remote control in for the air conditioning. And then when I looked in the bag, the accessories that came, they already supply one. So I don't really need that one. Well, that was only a few bucks. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Also, I bought these. These were really cheap. If you buy these off Amazon, they're about £6 or £7, I think. But from them, they were pennies. Good for the old vape job. It's gone a bit dark. Come alive. That torch has upset it. They're not as sharp as them as off Amazon, but I use them a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 pairs, and I think they were less than £1. So they'll last forever. The only thing you have to watch out with these is they're that bloody sharp at the end. If you don't watch it, you end up doing your fingers. Let's see if it'll focus. They're not actually as sharp, so they'll be better, to be honest. Come on, these little things on the top to keep them closed. Oh, that and a free bag. I don't know what's in that other thing. I'll have a look at it. It's all just review stuff for this channel. It's good, isn't it? Screwdriver. What's in there? Battery test it. For very little money. I think that only comes about £8. It's for pulling cotton through bloody coils, you daft bugger. Right, here we go. Get my shears out. Available on Amazon. I did a review on these. If you want to click it, I might get a few shekels out of the job. It's all about the money. Imagine shoving that in your car. Perfect. The bin's moved as ever. A battery tester. Well, you know, voltage. See what's left in them. Come on, focus. There's a lot to do for that, isn't it, really? I mean, they're only cheap little things. Most of your fascias are all them bloody silly things now, aren't they? Them little starry things. I don't know if it's ratchet or not. No, it's just solid. See what happens here. An extension. I don't think this is very good, to be honest. Oh, it's spring loaded, that's why. So that goes on there. And other stuff goes on there. Magnetic as well. That'd be alright, wouldn't they? Just to shove in the car, that. And obviously that clicks if you want it to be longer. That'd be bloody handy, that, wouldn't it? Be able to do an MOT on your car with that when you're full service and that. Just handy for taking things apart. So I'll just buy them for cheap review material, to be really honest. But see, you can always do with something like that. I bet Mr. T had a screwdriver set like that. I bet he did. Just for taking things apart. What else did we do? Oh, there's this one as well, wasn't there? See if I can find out. As if by magic, I've got a Panasonic battery here we could test to see how much charge it's got left in it. See, Timu saved the day. Either it don't work or it's flat. Hang on. Well, it's definitely replaced, isn't it? I'm not really sure if I've got that right. But you'd have to test it on one that you knew was all right to make sure it was working first, wouldn't you? Otherwise, you'd be throwing all the new ones away. I don't think that's moved, to be honest. No, it has. It does, it works. Yeah, it's flat. I could do the one out of the mouse. It's the one with the copper coloured top. It does work. So it's getting there, and it's getting flat. Nearly ready. Faulty sending back. We ain't got super chats today, mate. It's we ain't got anything yet. When you get over 500, you need 3,000 watch hours. That's the reason. To be honest, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this lives. Plus the fact you're all lovely. But I'm intending on, not to be rude or anything, but I'm intending of a bit of a retirement fund. I'll show you this one. If you ain't got one of these in your life, they're about 70 quid. But it was Bill that put me onto it, and I've had this about 3 years. And they're so easy to use because you never move the mouse. You just move the rollerball. And when you get used to using it, they're so good. Brilliant thing, especially if you've got a bit of a disability or something like that, because you only need that thumb to move. Get yourself one. But the only thing that I say, the only problem is, I think I've just moved the chat. I was just looking for the mouse. Hang on a minute, I'll turn it off and then try it again. That's better. Right, the only thing is, what happens is, you just have to shove these out. You end up with a little roller ball. And inside there you've got 3 little things, and if you look, with the grease off your thumb, those little circles there, another one there, and you can see that them little circles are actually dust. So you just put something in there and knock it off. And that's why your mouse ends up going out. That's what comes out, look, them the little black circles. Then it'll be good for another 6 months. Might as well. Hey, Ray Reardon's died, didn't he? Those new batteries are better. What? You're a lefty. I don't know if they do left-hand ones, to be honest. You'd have to be an ambi to use that then if you're a lefty. Obviously, you can switch them on and off. Battery lasts forever. Hang on. Oh, Christ. And there you go. Look, 3 specs. 1, 2, 3. That was what was wrong with it. Because I picked my nose while I'm casting. Right, so put me back on when I can remember where I put myself. I'm usually half drunk by now. It's very disappointing, that beer. It's very nice tasting. Anyway, watch out for the review on this. Obviously, you can do whatever battery fits in there. I'm doing an 18650. The answer to that is no. No, don't do 18650s. You prefer the Apple Magic Mouse? Well, you would do because you're an Apple fanboy, aren't you? What is it, £2,000, and you get a free picture of what they call him. I can't remember what they called him and what died. You get a free picture, signed picture of him. I've never had a mouse on my Apple laptop, to be honest. I did plug something in and it was going backwards and it was really putting me off. But I was presuming somewhere in the settings on the Apple laptop you'll be able to make it go the right way. So I ought to probably look back at that and have another go. I've got a wired mouse that can do it. Another thing, I don't know if I told you about it, I've actually been looking into doing some work as a voice artist because people say that I've got a reasonable sort of voice. So I thought I might have a go at it. And I downloaded something anyway. Well, I can't remember the name of now. Everything goes out of my head. And it shows you how to do. You have to do it at a specific setting, and the clarity of your voice is unbelievable. When you Steve Jobs signed photo of Steve Jobs before he died. You just set this thing, and the clarity of your voice. And I was watching the video of how they actually get rid of the breathing. You know, when they're doing these things. You have a special tool within this software and you just clink the breaths out and it all goes together and that's how they get it. Voice artist, yeah. But apparently there's a guy that was on, he's on TikTok and he was on Britain's Got Talent and he does the IAMS advert and a few more. And I was asking him about it and he sort of said, you need coaching really. I think that's what he was going to tell me, but he stopped getting back to me after that. I think I was bothering him. But he does a series of videos. Oh yeah, nice to see you. He's done a series of videos on doing that and how he does it and stuff like that. And that's how I learned how to cut the breaths out of a sentence when you've recorded it. Audacity, that is it. That's Audacity software. And that's what they do. They record it at 44 thousandths of a something. And then depending on what they actually want the voice file to be set at. And then you cut the breaths out and send it to them. And then you get paid, obviously. But I was going to put it on Fiverr, and I said to this guy, so what about putting it on Fiverr? And he says, don't put it on there. Fiverr is spelled Fiverr. And so I don't know. I'll have to find out how you do it, to be honest. I'll look into it. But it's like, if you look at YouTube, the other day I was looking how how to get organised and get going a bit more on smaller channels. And there's a million people that'll sell you a million courses that you're never going to get your money back for. Because you either take it, you take off or you don't you? Now it's up to you. We can end it here or I can go get another beer, but I'll only be 2 minutes. It's up to you. If you're ready for getting off, tell me. There's not many shows that give you a chance to leave if you want to, is there really? but I've got nowhere to go. Sue's at work, and I can stay with you a little bit longer. He's had flu. Big Brenda, I used to ring on my BlackBerry. She never stopped the breathing. I've got Audacity on here, but I don't know how to share the screen. I don't think you can on OBS. But it's an interesting thing because obviously it's to do with sound. It's WAV format or whatever. So the breaths are always bigger. So you say a couple of words, breath, another couple of words, breath, and all you do is you hover over them like that with this thing, and then you either side of it and click, and it just disappears. And I'll see if I can find that file that I sent to Graham, and I'll play it off my phone. It's more like the Mark Fagan show every day. Somebody live on our channel, bloody hell. I'll see if I can find it. Communicating too much. Right, here we go. So it might not be very good quality, but listen. So Graham, this is Audacity. This is the software that you use as a voiceover artist. So what I've done, I've connected the Rode mic anyway, and the audio box up to a Mac, and this is what I'm recording my voice on. Hopefully it'll be good enough for him. It seems so clear. It took me about 2 hours actually to just set up. I got a buzz, some static buzz coming through, and it's took me 2 hours to sort it out. But anyway, finally it's done. So you turn it from that into this. This is just by clicking the breaths out. So now I'll put it back to mono, and all we can hear now is it coming through both ears. That sounds absolutely amazing. That's just by cutting the breaths out. The difference is unbelievable. You can see where the professional sound comes. Obviously, that's not a professional sound, but you can see where their professional sound comes from by a bit of electricity. You've not got work for 2 weeks, right? I'm going to get a beer. If you want to leave, it's up to you. I don't know. I'll have one. Hang on. Back in a minute. You might hear me huffing and puffing up the stairs. I'm back. Nobody said anything while I've been away. I bet you all just left, didn't you? I just sat here on my own now, drinking and crying into me beer. Green, he goes for a bio break, doesn't he? So, same beer, 4.7%. I'll just finish this last drop. That one's easy. Got the urge to burp. That's just you here then, John. Thanks for staying. Are you having a beer? See if I can get the head to stay on it this time. It probably will do. I think it was a wet glass. Apparently, Carlin, if you get it out of a pump into a wet glass, a barmaid was telling me, you can't keep the head on it. Look at that. Oof. I'll watch this back tomorrow and it made me thirsty, that. Oh. Ooh. Good evening, Cheryl. Nice to see you. You're having a coffee. I'm just having a couple of beers. Work tomorrow, so I can't have too many. I don't know Department of Work and Pensions, is it? Are you a regular, or is that just what you call yourself? I'm here, just tweezer and mirror in hand. I've got some tweezers for you if you want. Get around your U-bend. Be able to get your nose with them, wouldn't you? I use these for pulling cotton through coils, to be honest. They're so easy. And so cheap. What are you doing with this? Anything to do with the fluffy carpet, Jen? I think that 9% beer, when I first come in, it helps me jabber on about any old stuff. Set me off a bit, really, when that phone didn't work, really. Because they could have set something else up. You know, that isn't really, really nice. It's like a cross between... There's like a little bit of Stella in there with that sour eyebrows. I have to shave mine. I know I'm diverting away from the conversation again because that's what I do, but mine just end up like that long. My wife said, it's like it's pointing at me, like a caterpillar on top of your head, on top of your eye. Can you get rid of it, please? Anyway, last week I gave it a bit, and I nearly got rid of them all. I said, that'll be handy. You'll have to draw me some on. Anyway, that beer, it's like a cross between a Stella and maybe not a Carlin, really. It's got that. I actually do like Carlin. A lot of people slag it off, but I do like Carlin. There's a good, especially if you sat there at a barbecue and you're going to do a few of them. It's better to have a nice 4% than it is to have a 9%. So, but it tastes. I can't remember what the other stuff was. What we were drinking in the bars. My nose trimmers. Well, I've got an eyebrow attachment on mine, Mr. Inteds. But to be honest, it's rubbish. So I've just got used to getting about there with the proper like grader and just going like that. But I got a little bit overzealous. So there's not much going on. But I'm sure they'll grow back. Got the bloody hiccups now, haven't I? It's all that mid-drink exercise. No good to you. My wife once had one, and it was like a pen. So it was that shape. And somehow they cut in and they got a moving blade in there. And then you shoved this attachment over the top. So you basically just went zzz, zzz, and they were perfect. And I don't know what happened to it. I went and had sack, crack and back wax feel. So much better. No way ever in this world am I going to let anybody stick tape on my bits. Never. Right, I'm now in my kitchen space and cracking open a Brewdog Hazy Jane. I had one the other week. It was a stout that they do. And I tell you what, it's nice. And I said to my mate who likes stout, I said, you want to try this? He showed me a photograph of his fridge. It was half full of them. He says he's preaching to the converted, mate. I can't remember what they call that, Black Heart or something. It was beautiful. Seemed to be a full-on flavour than what you get with Guinness. But I listen to a guy, Real Ale Craft Beer. I don't know if you've ever watched him. He's a Welsh guy, and he knows his stuff about beer. And he was saying that as soon as anybody says stout, people go, "Oh yeah, I quite like Guinness." He said, "Forget about Guinness and go get yourself a proper stout." You know, like Guinness is a brand name. It's not. Guinness is all right, but it's not the all, is it? I mean, I like them really sticky 14% ones. Probably not on a summer's night, but on a winter's night, they're lovely because you've got to have them at room temperature, but you only want one. 14%. sack and crack, Christ. Terrorising me. I had a Brewdog in the Brewdog pub, $6.75. Bloody hell. Christ. Thing is, though, we were in Turkey once, and it was just it was during the pandemic, and the beer was about £7 a pint. And if you wanted a vodka, it worked out like a tenner. My wife says, "What we're going to do?" I said, "Well, we're going to sit here and drink it." I said, "We don't go out every night." I said, "Well, I'm not going to leave a pub just because it's a bit more expensive." I said, it was September 21. We got home one sort of Saturday, and they closed Turkey down the week after. I hope you took a free glass. I want to take the sink. Tell you what, though, we've got a pub up near us, and you start getting, Spanish beer is not what you call premium, and it's £6 and £7 a pint. But it's more of a restaurant-y sort of place, so I suppose you expect to spend a little bit more. Quite partial to Theakston's Old Peculiar. Yeah, I'd have a go at that. I'm not a massive, really real ale fan. I've had a few pints of it over my time, and I just find it a bit, there's always a bit of, I don't know how you get that taste acquired. I don't mind a sour taste, but these are just sort of all sorts of things going on. I like Hoegaarden, which obviously is a white beer. That's lovely. I do like that. 20 fags, £23. Christ. That's a lot of money, isn't it? Imagine if I used to do 30 a day. Hello, Fraser. How you doing, mate? If you're not subscribed to Ramsey Unleashed, please do, because he does a podcast. He's a Scots guy, and he's a podcaster, and he's got all the gear, and he's a nice guy. And if you live in Edinburgh, also give him a bit of a ring, because he runs a company called Edinburgh Dusters, where he cleans your holiday lets and Airbnbs and stuff like that. And sort of end of term, if you were living in Edinburgh and you were leaving the flat and you want to make sure you get your bond back, he'll come and sort it out. When I was in the Canary Islands a couple of weeks ago, that Dorado Pilsner is a nice beer, Mick. Don't know if you've tried it. Yeah, I have Dorado, yeah. You're a Desperado, man. My wife drinks Desperado. Sometimes. And it's a bit shandy for me, to be honest. I'm doing all right, mate. How are you? Are you managing to keep going all right? Yeah, that Dorado's nice. If you didn't chilled, I'm not drinking it. Well, yeah, exactly. I say, if I got 4 cans of, by default, I got 4 cans of 14% stout. And he's also on Facebook as well, under Fraser Ramsey, because he also goes to America and interviews people. It's good. It's interesting. Yeah, I got, by default, my wife got some Dinted Tins. She got 4 cans of, what's that bloody place? That brewery in Leeds. 14% stout. So me being me, shoved them in the fridge. And it was when Jay was still about, Dutch Jay. And Aegis Skins Jay. And I said, "Oh yeah, I've had them in the fridge." He says, "You don't put them in the fridge." He says, "They just don't taste of anything if you put them in the fridge." I said, "Well, I thought that." He said, No. He says, you don't cool them down at all. You just have them. He says, and he said, "Keep them out of the fridge, and then drink them." And then he says, "You'll only have one because they're really strong and they sort of make your face go red, and you know you've had them. It's more of a sipper. You sip it throughout the evening." And he said, "You'll get a completely different flavour." And sure enough, that's exactly what you did. You got the stickiness of it, and it was a toffee chocolate stout or something like that, and it tasted exactly like it. Artisan. This Hazy Jane isn't that nice. Is it nice and cold? You got it really cold? Because a can needs to be in a fridge for 2 days before you can touch it. Especially if it's one of them chiller fridges that you get, what's supposed to be a beer fridge. If you get a proper fridge, you might get away with a day and a half. But if you get a bottle in there, you can cool it down in a few hours. But cans really seem to take some cooling down. Trust me, I know. And with some of that high ABV stuff that I like, it really needs to be cold. Al Fraser, I'll tell you who was in here, been in here the last couple of weeks or 3 weeks. God, it's gone out my head now. Oh, Christ. Mr. Fagan. I can't remember, he's gone out my bloody head now. Well, I've known him for years. The guy that used to be at the university, the cameraman, the photographer at the university. I can't remember his first name. He's on my bloody Facebook and all. It was ever so funny because Shrek thought he was Mark Fagan, he was American. I'll tell you in a minute because I'm going to Google it. Let's have a look. Kelvin Fagan, that's it. Yeah, Kelvin, yeah. Get on the dragon soon. What dragon? What, chasing it? Ooh. It should go in October. You can bring me a ball. Imagine that. Get on the dragon. I've been there 3 weeks, yeah. Christ. Dragon soup. I don't know what that is. What's that, an IPA? I thought you meant chasing it. I was going to say, watch out for that. I'm quite partial to an IPA. They do one in Spain. It's 9%. It's gorgeous, or 8%, and but you can't get it over here in Lidl's, unfortunately. Even if they charge you a couple of quid a can instead of a quid, it'd be fine, like, because it's nice stuff. 8 quid a pint. Bloody hell, it's crazy, isn't it? Thing is with them, what they've done, they've created a brand, haven't they? I mean, it's beer's beer when you're finished, but they've just created a brand. And then they make you pay for it. I mean, you go in and you get 6 little cans like that, and they're a bloody fortune. When you get home, you've only got a pint and a half. You might as well get 4 cans of special brew and get stuck in. I like neck oil. They sell that across here. I wish to do one that was a bit more, I like strong beer. I wish to do one that was a bit stronger. But they don't. So, but I had about 3 or 4 pints of it. All right. 3 quid a can, the new Frosty Jack. That'll be all right. I can't drink cider. I've got acid reflux and it just sets it off straight away, sadly. But that bloody, what was it I had last week? That 9% stuff. That was real effervescent. It was real sort of thin and effervescent. It was like a cross between a lager and a cider. That's Kestrel. That was a strange taste. That it was all right. But I'm going to look out and get some Kopacki. That's 10%. I've had to do that on another show. You don't. Oh, man, that's like beer with the fun taken out, though, isn't it? A bit pointless. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and their son, he's just got to be 18 and a bit, and he quite likes Kraken, the rum. So he goes down B&M because he was going on holiday. He thought he'd take it with him. So he comes back and he says to his mum, "I've done really well. I've got a bottle of Kraken for 8 quid." Anyway, he takes it on holiday, and when he starts to look at the side of it, you've got alcohol-free Kraken. Yeah, full of hipsters, yeah. Okay, you are, darling. There's nothing worse, is there? There's nothing worse. We've got a real ale pub here called the 8 Jolly Brewers, and it's not doing anything like what it used to. But it used to be a fabulous place. And it was the only pub around here when you went in, and it was absolutely full. and it was all benches around the outside, comfortable benches. And you'd walk in and think, oh, there's nowhere to sit. And then you go to the bar and think, oh, I'll stand here and drink it then. And then when you look, they'd all moved up, made 2 spaces at the end so you could sit down. As soon as you sat down, they'd ask you how you were and have, and have a conversation with you. Lovely, absolutely lovely. But since the pandemic, the guy's sort of running it himself and he's semi-retired, so it's not open that much. And it took a bit of a hit, really. He's trying to sell it. But if you was into your beer and you're looking for a bit of retirement and, just something to do in an evening or sort of, you'd aim it at probably 2 in the afternoon until 8 o'clock at night, and you'd do well. You'd do well at it, because they're the sort of people that go in on the way home, just have a couple of pints, and that's all. There's real ales and everything you could think of. They used to get some guest ales in every now, well, all the time. There'd always be a guest ale, and some of that were loopy juice. It was 8, 9, 10%. And then we have a real ale festival here as well, and there's some good stuff there. Swan Lager was strong back in the day. I can't remember that one. I just decided the other week I used to have a can of Special Brew, a few tins of Carling, and another can of Special Brew and a few more tins of Carling. I thought, well, all that does is make you go to the loo. You might as well just have 3 cans of Special Brew and I'm done with it. Sit there and relax. The thing is, I'm drinking this beer like it's water. I need to slow down. Now, have another one. You're an holiday man. That's what holidays are for. Rubbing your wife's feet and getting drunk. 17 degrees and humid. It feels like about 90 in it. That's one thing with them strong ones. You don't gulp them. You don't, you'd soon know about it if you did. How long have we been here now? Bloody hell, an hour and a half. And well, how did that go out? I think this beer's working. An hour and a half. My mate watched it the other week, who I worked with, and he said, when I had that 9%, he said, I could tell you was on your way every time we got to the end of that show, he said. I could see the look on your face because I go away with him and get stuck in. I do like Red Stripe. That's is it Jamaican or Barbados? I do like Red Stripe. It's nice. I don't know. It's only the one I've had was only like 4 or 5%. But there's a lot of beers where they've reduced their alcohol content to get under the strong beer tax. Otherwise, they can't sell it. According to Mark, who was in earlier, I don't know if he's still here, he was saying they used to do an Elephant Carlsberg, which was 13%, which obviously was a special brew like. What you call him, used to drink it for breakfast, didn't he? Yeah, is it Jamaican? I'm trying to think of his name now. Prime Minister during the war. He used to drink it for breakfast and whiskey and bacon and all sorts of stuff. Can you imagine a politician nowadays getting away with having bacon, egg and whiskey and then going to run a country with a red button? You'd get to... you get half leathered halfway through the afternoon and the Russians upset you, so you send them a missile. Anybody doing any good on TikTok? There's a question for you. Anybody a big TikToker, really done well, got loads and loads of Churchill? That's it, Winston Churchill. How could I forget that? It's not a quiz, you're all right. It's only 4.7, it can't be that. Yeah, anybody doing any good on TikTok? I've had a little go at TikTok again. And I get a few views and I get 3 more subscribers and I get bored stiff of it. Every time you try and leave a comment, somebody blanks it out. Because there was I don't know if anybody watches him, the Benidorm _ TikTok guide. If you can actually find him on YouTube. And he's a lovely guy. I met him in Benidorm. He's a smashing fella. Call him Nigel. And he doesn't do anything. All he does is wander around showing people the sights of Benidorm. You don't like it? But he's good. As a live stream, he's really, really good. And he keeps getting banned every week. There's somebody complains about him, and they've got no customer services. So the robots, it's run by bots, and they just block him for a few days, and he can't go live. So he said, "Bugger it, I'm going to do YouTube." And he's come over here. I think he's been having a little dabble at it for a few months. And I was watching one of his lives last week, and he just cracked 3,000 subscribers. Not a fan of short media. That's the thing. That's what you're up against when you're doing long form videos nowadays. You alienate half your audience because a lot of people just like to watch 15 minutes and that's it. No, I'm not doing quizzes. That's one thing I'm not going to do is a quiz. If I go in the pub and there's a quiz on, I'll go to the next pub. And if it's got sport on, I'll go to the next pub. And if the next one's got a quiz on, I'll go home. I'm not doing quizzes. The idea was just to sit here and have a beer and talk to you lot for an hour. And it seems to be working quite well tonight. I know the other week we had we've got quite a few we've had quite a few in tonight during the time we've been doing it. But about 2 weeks ago, everybody turned up and it was lovely. I do enjoy it. Do a quiz. Oh no, Christ. I'll do a beer quiz. But you're not allowed to Google it. I think if you do watch TikTok now and you watch it on a regular basis, everybody's on the same thing. I mean, there's that poor lad what's died in Tenerife. However he died, he's still a 19-year-old lad who's no longer with us. Oh, they were brutal. Awful. You know what I mean? They're all like, oh, he's done this and he's done that and he's done the other. Now, we all probably did something wrong when we were 17. And then when we got to 19, we might not have been so bad. But they were absolutely brutal on him and they just kept pulling stuff up. Mick, I'd want to sit here there. Mick, I'd want to sit here listening to you. Not bloody TikTok. All right. Yeah, but what if I was on TikTok? You'd have to listen to me on there, wouldn't you? I did a live. The trouble is with TikTok, I've got no real following on there. I've got 1,400 people that are not subscribed, but like the follow you, don't they? It's not subscribed because you have to pay to subscribe over there. And they just come in and out, in and out, in and out. You sometimes you sat there talking to nobody, then you're talking to two people, then you're talking to one person, then you're talking to 10 people for about 5 seconds, then you're back to naught, then you're back up. I don't know what you're supposed to do, really, to actually get anybody to sit there with you for a while and have any sort of a conversation. So you just end up, you might as well read War and Peace or something, you know, because you don't get any interaction. Unless you're a young lady. It always gets me because you've got young ladies at 12 o'clock at night sat there doing the makeup. And you think, well, you're not actually going anywhere. You're just doing your makeup. So all these people will sit and watch you. And that's exactly what they're doing. And you'll hear one or two people will go in the chat. They'll put, where are you going then? Oh, I'm not going anywhere. So what are you putting all your makeup on for? Yeah, but you're a bit upside. Are you doing speak to bloody text or something? Yeah, but I would watch. That's that beer. You want to go back to the low alcohol? I hope I'm going to get paid overtime for stopping half an hour. Let's get my watch time up out anyway. That's what we need. Watch time hours. So does this actually sound any good? I'm going to listen back, and if it doesn't sound good, I'm going to send it back tomorrow, to be honest, because it's a lot of money for if it doesn't sound good. But it appears to work pretty well, and it hasn't blown up for the last hour and a half, so we're doing all right. Mix makeup channel. You can't drink a beer on TikTok. You know, you can't vape, you can't smoke a cigarette, and you can't drink a beer. Otherwise, they stop anybody seeing you live. So if you've got one person in, and you take a sip of beer, or a drag, or a two on a vape, immediately they get rid of they stop your live being publicised for about a minute and a half. And if you keep doing it, they turn you off for smoking or vaping or drinking. Oh, well, do try. The problem with my other mixer was it got a metallic sound. Now, I was trying to work out whether it was, because obviously sometimes you need to sort of put sponge around your walls and stuff like that, because your voice ricochets off different things. And I don't know whether it was the ricochet of my voice coming back to the microphone, but it always seemed to be like this metallic crackle around my voice, and it was driving me insane. So I know what I wanted to sound like, and I'll have a listen back to this afterwards and see if I do sound like it. Otherwise, it's going back. What we really need is the sound quality of Audacity and a video stuck to it. Don't mess with it. No, you haven't got to mess with it, Arnie. It's say it's a preset. You just click on, this is the Shure SM7B, and there's a picture of an SM7B. You click on it, it puts the dB right to get rid of the audio box, to get rid of the cloud thingy, and then it puts your settings in for your microphone. Yeah, you can't even join. Can't even have a member yet. Oh, well, I'm pleased. I'm pleased it is. It sets the noise gate up. It sets the attack. You know what I mean? So you're not supposed to get in. I have noticed it does hear something, but then again, audio will make its own audio, won't it? A very small amount. But say, you wouldn't believe I've actually had to turn the microphone down to use this audio box, when normally you're trying to always get more signal and you have to keep turning it up. So if it carries on working perfectly, I'll keep it. But there'll be a couple of year guarantee on it anyway. So, and I've got a spare one, so I'll be all right. Excellent. I say, if you listen to Grim Green, he's got one of these and one of these Roadcasters. And most of the sort of YouTubers that you listen to and you think, God, that mic sounds good, chances are they'll have an SM7B and a Roadcaster. No, you can't now. I'll switch them on as soon as I get enough watch time hours. I've got enough subscribers to have members on. I just ain't got enough watch time hours because you can do it at 500 now. And then when you get to 1,000, you can have what you like. You can have AdSense. It's the AdSense I'm after. I'm not after your money. I'm after AdSense. But I want to monetize the videos so I can actually make some money off the videos. Because, say, I'm not getting any younger, and when I get to about 64, 65, if you could make some sort of a living off this and go part-time at what you do, and then if you can keep it going till your retirement, then off you go. Make a decent go of it. I don't think I'm going to be the next Mr. Beast, though. I don't think I'm going to sign up for there's vidIQ. They want you to subscribe and they're going to show you how to make money. I think the most important thing on YouTube is, though, you need to enjoy what you're doing. Otherwise, it's just another job. If you don't enjoy it, there's no point in doing it. As soon as I can put the members on here, I'll turn them off on the other one. I think this beer's warming me up. Is it packed up? Nope. It's only a small room, this. It gets bloody warm. I suppose I better bugger off and let you get on. It's we've been here an hour and 40 minutes. Your wives will be saying, what are you doing talking to him? Listen to that bald man that drinks every week. I really enjoy these, to be honest. It was a bit sketchy for a start when that iPhone won't work. I was starting to poke around to look at things. Because I can't show you any vapes, otherwise it kills what I'm supposed to be doing here. But I think we've managed it. We've got through. We've done it. After my America trip, I'm getting a van to set up my studio. They can do more streams and reviews. I have all the gear in his house, but it's so noisy. What you want to do is you want to start doing little lives, sat on park benches, If you want to do, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just thinking if you want to go live in different places, just go and sit on a park bench on your dinner break and stuff like that, and just do a few lives and show people around where you live. And obviously you can't, for GDPR, you can't pop in and show them your customers and stuff like that. But you can go live in so many places. But I say that's a good idea with a van. If you can get an old van, even if it's got no MOT and it parks on the... What you want is a camper, isn't it, really? It'd be well covered then. It's a bit dear, though, isn't it? Get 40 grand for somewhere to do YouTube. So I fancy, as I get older, just go for a month in Spain if you got retired and you were working part-time. Go for a month in Spain. You can do lives from there. You pay for something towards what you're doing. Yeah, I think they're good. You don't always have to have massive... I mean, kudos to the lads that do it with all the bumpers and all the stuff like that. The professional shows, and that's what they're doing. The people that have products and stuff like that. I ain't got any products. But it's up to it, and they all don't want to be the same, which they aren't. Old shitty camper, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? What's that? Max and Paddy. You could be Max and Paddy. Thing is that, John, what you got to realise is you've already sounded it out, because you've got all that interior and carpet and curtains. You get the best audio in the world out there with that microphone. That's all you'd ever need. There we go. We'll do a GoFundMe and get John a van. When I've done these Temu products, I'll send you them over and you can review them as well. Right, I better go. Otherwise, I'll be here all night. I don't look this good by staying up all night, Right, I'm getting a bit whiz anyway. I better go. It's been lovely. I've really enjoyed it. Thanks very much for coming in and supporting me. If you can, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already done. It'll get up the analytics. And if you can leave a comment and tell everybody how much you enjoyed it, share it out to your friends. If you've got any friends that haven't got any friends, you can always send them over here. Or they can just, anybody that can't sleep. Apparently, my wife said, one of her friends said that I've got the perfect voice to go to sleep to. I said, ask her if I've got the perfect voice to wake up to. She said, I'm not asking her that. Yeah, okay, plan, yes, stay all night. All right, catch you all soon. Lovely to see you all. Thanks a lot. Oh, I pressed the wrong button.